What's up, party people? My name is Leda and I want to welcome you to my channel. If you already have, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been great watching those numbers go up. It's been great talking with you guys and finding out your likes, dislikes about my last few videos. So that's amazing. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Welcome to the real community. So today we're going to have a real talk. So let's chat. And if you guys have watched me or followed me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, you'll see I'm kind of into a little bit of a something. I'll just show you. As you see, I'm kind of into fitness. So, a little bit about me. I did grow up into sports, being pretty athletic all the way through until college. I rode for my college team only for a couple years because something amazing happened. A little too early. Say, little man came a little early than expected, meaning I wasn't ready in life. I wasn't ready in life to have a kid, but I made the choice to have him anyways. And I still had 2 years left of college, and he came with a little extra, meaning he has special needs. He has spina bifida, hydrocephalus, a Chiari malformation, and he's in a wheelchair. Let's just throw on the fact that he's also had 13 surgeries before he was 1 year old. So yeah, I know what it is to have time constraints, money constraints. Let's also throw in the fact that after college, I went through a divorce, and I went through some serious emotional eating. You know, maybe one day I'll do a video on my emotional eating and how I broke through that. If you guys want to know, let me know in the comments below, send me a message, and maybe I'll share that in a separate video. But anyways, so yeah, I went through a divorce, went through a lot of emotional eating, a lot. Moved from that city to my current city now, and during that time frame, while I was getting settled to here, and while I was finding a new job, or I found a new job, and getting little man set up, I noticed that a lot was going on. I noticed that I just felt heavy, I felt tired, I was getting winded moving my child from a stroller to his wheelchair. You guys, it's maybe a foot. Like, it's not very far. It's maybe a foot, and I was getting winded. He was about 5 years old, maybe about 60 pounds, I'm thinking, and I was getting winded. So, I had to make a decision. And again, let's go back to, I know what it is to have time constraints, have financial constraints, and just have a lot of extra responsibilities. I get it. But you have to think about you. You have to think about what you deserve, but not only that, especially if you're a parent, what do they deserve? Sorry, had to take a little break for a moment, gather myself together, because that's a hard reality. You deserve so much more. And that's what I realized when I was over 200 pounds, moved to this city and trying to restart again after my last divorce and graduating and starting a new job, that 200 pounds was rough. And I was trying to hide it under clothes and a mask. It wasn't working. Who was I? I wasn't fooling anyone but myself at that point. Like, and even then, that's more dangerous than anything. Like, fooling yourself, that is more dangerous than trying to fool the world. And that's what I was trying to do. That's what so many of us tries to do. Like, we try to hide our imperfections under clothes, makeup, hair, whatever it may be. But this one, fitness and your body doesn't end or doesn't start or end with what you see in the mirror. It was a lot more than that. It was the fact that, again, I was being winded by lifting my child for less than a foot. That's scary. Especially when you have a child with special needs. That's unbelievably scary. You know what kept running through my mind is, what if there was an emergency and I needed to lift that child and run? I couldn't do it. Not at that point. There's no way. So that's where a light bulb went off. That's where I woke up. Because that is something that means so much to me. If something was to happen and I need to lift that child up and I need to run for it, I need to be physically healthy enough to do so. Even more so now. He's 10 and he's almost 100 pounds. So, yeah. Anyways, let's talk about how I began this journey, because this journey wasn't easy. I'm gonna be completely honest. It wasn't easy. But I got to the point where I was completely fed up. You have to get there. If you're not there, I don't think it'll stick. You have to be completely fed up, completely over it, completely just ready for a change, and there's no other option but to change right now. That's pretty much step number one. Get fed up. Where there's no other time, there's no other point, there's no other anything. That you have to do it now. So, what do you do from there? You're there, you're fed up, you're over it. Okay, what do you do next? Step two, it's kind of hard. I always suggest you have to take pictures. I hated taking pictures. Believe me, I'm number one. Like, I love taking pictures of my son growing up, and there was no way I was ever going to miss a moment or a day without taking a picture of him. But I went a few years without taking a picture of myself, or at least anything from like the shoulders down. There's no way. So I know that this is a hard one, but I promise you, you will want them later. Okay, so you have to take a photo or a couple. Take one by yourself with your phone. Doesn't need to be anything crazy. Doesn't need to be anything special. It's only for you. And I promise you, you will want it later. Because take a photo of yourself, no shirt on, pair of shorts, front and side. If you want to do it back as well. The reason being is that sometimes, or many times, where you're pushing so hard and you're trying to make the scale move, and it's not, or you feel like it's not, that's where you take new pictures and you compare the photos side by side. And then that's where you'll help to see where you really are. Okay? I am that type of person where I was 165 for a very long time. I went from over 200 to 165, and I was stuck there for a very long time. Okay? If you guys have been following me, you know I've been on a pretty not strict, but I've been on a pretty regimented plan for the past 4 months, in which in 4 months I've only lost 11 pounds. Some people, that's a lot of weight. For me, I'm 5'8", so I'm kind of tall, but 11 pounds doesn't seem like much. But when you take the photos I took and put them side by side from where I'm at right now to where I was 4 months ago, I'm so glad that I took those pictures, because the scale hasn't moved. The scale has not moved. But those photos, I can see so much more. I can see the definition in my chest. I can see the definition in my abs. I can see the definition in my arms, legs. You can't see that on a scale. So, again, it is imperative that you take the photos. It is extremely hard. I know. It's hard, but you have to do it. And I promise you, you're gonna be thanking me later. I know you are. So, step 2, take the photos. Step 3, create a plan. It's simple. You don't have to be a planner. I'm a big planner girl. Like, I love my planner, and I actually have 2. That's a whole nother story for another day. But you have to make a plan. And yes, we're going to go into the different kinds of plans. So you want a plan in which how are you going to work out? How are you going to start this? And what is your goal? Start with your goal. What is your goal? Your goal is to run a 5K or to finish a 5K. My first 5K, I didn't run the whole thing. There's no way. When I push my son, I don't run the whole thing now. I do 2 minutes running, 30 seconds walking. Yeah, I don't even run it now. So let me tell you, you have to start with your goal. So if your goal, let's say, is to finish a 5K, okay, well then find a plan that fits that. Find a 5K that you're going to want to do locally, even if it's virtual, so what? And get your entry. You know why? Because sometimes when you put the money towards it, it pushes you even more. But even just having that exact date on when you want to do that, it makes the planning to when you lead up to it easier. So I say have that exact date. If you're going to do a 5K, make it about 8 to 10 weeks out. It's not that long. 2.5 months, like 8 to 10 weeks, because that's a normal 5K plan when you've never ran a day in your life. And then find a program that fits it. You guys, there is so much free information out there. There's no need. There's so many free apps. There's so many, just watching other fitness people, and pretty much copy what they do. They're copying other people, copy theirs. That's why they put it out there. Don't use your resources. Come on. But there are so many things online, so many beginner plans online for running, for lifting, for anything. There's so many things online. And if you really, truly don't know where to start, find someone who's been working out for a while. Find a friend or a buddy who has been working out and just ask them some questions. You know what? Find me. Find me. My Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook is noted down below. Find me. Ask me questions. I love to share what I do. I love to share more about how to get into it. But this video, if I go into that, it's going to be so much longer. So, cut it down. But yeah, definitely find a plan. So, after you go ahead and you find your plan, you need to make kind of a backup plan. Meaning, what if you hit a few obstacles along the way? We're human. Life happens. I'm very much a runner, but I also live in Florida. Do you know how much it rains right now? I've got one outside run all week, and that was this morning. So, yes, it happens. Obstacles happen. But you need to have a plan B, because once you have a plan B on, let's say, what if this happens, then you're already prepared on how to attack it. And you're not trying to scramble for something at the last minute, or you're not throwing up your hands and saying, oh, well, there goes that workout. No, because you're committed. Because right now you are committed, you are fed up, and we got to find a way to get over it. So make a plan B. Just say, hey, I know one of my issues is, like I was saying about the weather. It rains a lot here, especially at this time of year. So what do? A treadmill. Or I just say, forget it, and I brave it, and I just go out there anyways, especially if it's just a light sprinkle. If anything, with this humidity, it's going to make me feel better. But there's a treadmill, there's an elliptical, there's a bicycle in the gym that I go to. That's fine. If you work out, if you work out on your own and it's raining outside and you plan on going outside, then hey, do something inside. So what? As long as you're moving, so what? So do 15 burpees and 12 push-ups and 50 sit-ups, Make up something to do inside. I've done that so many times too, where, for some reason I can't get to the gym because of a time constraint. And my son's finally in bed, but I can't leave him alone. So what am I going to do? I'll figure out something to do here. I have, at-home DVDs that I'll just pop one in and do something here. It happens. You always have to have a plan B, though. When you have a plan B, then nothing can stop you. Your plan A is your number one, you always go to, but if you hit a snag or you hit an obstacle, you always have a plan B. And another thing, too, when it comes to fitness, it's not just being in the gym. You have to keep that in mind. It's not always about being in the gym. You can work out 6, 8, 10 hours a day, to be completely honest. Like, you can work out all day if you want. But if you're not eating right, what are you doing? Like, if you're running miles upon miles upon miles upon miles, but then you turn around and you're eating junk food all the time, you just counteract. You're not going to go anywhere. If anything, the junk food is going to make you slower, or you're going to feel like crap. Like, it is what it is. But take that into consideration as well. That's why I love to do a meal prep. That is my plan. Meal prepping is my plan. And it doesn't mean I have to cook everything for the week right then. No. It's just, hey, on Monday I'm doing chicken and sweet potatoes. On Tuesday I'm doing, fish and vegetables. On Wednesday I'm doing this, homemade pizza. It's just planning out what I'm making each day, especially for dinner. Planning out what I'm making for each day, and then making sure that the items and ingredients are already in my fridge ready to go for when I get home, and then I can start cooking. And in that way, I don't have to worry about the time constraint either, and I can overcome the obstacle ahead of time of what if I'm scrambling at the last minute trying to make dinner. No, I don't have that option. Or what if I go to make something and it's not something my son likes to eat. Well, guess what? I've thought of that ahead of time. I don't have that obstacle anymore. So it's creating a plan. And, I'll probably do another video about my meal prep and how I really get into that. But it's prepping breakfast, lunch, and at least choosing something for dinner. And that way it makes grocery shopping a whole lot easier and cheaper because I'm not buying random stuff. And the time constraints is minuscule because I just grab and go. So, and then it's already stuff that I've thought about or I had some time to sit down and really plan out. So therefore I don't have any option or any time or an opportunity to grab something that's not the healthiest for me because all my snacks and everything are laid out. So it overcomes a lot of obstacles just having that plan set ahead of time, both food and fitness for your workout. So, people laugh at my planning styles, but whatever. It keeps the obstacles away. And it's more like a not today saying type attitude. But again, I'll make another video on my planning style, my meal prep. If you guys want to see that, let me know or put a message down below. But pretty much, that's a great way. Those are the top 3 steps that I say great way to really get into it, really jump off that fitness goal, that fitness plan you have, And you guys, just because it's July doesn't mean it's too late. I've heard that as well, where people are like, well, it's halfway through the year, or it's already summertime, so what? It is halfway through the year, but you're fed up, so it's time to move. Just saying. So, well, you guys, thanks for sitting down with me on this one. If you have any questions, comments, opinions, let me know. Put a message down below or tag me on my socials. So, also, once you guys are starting off your fitness plans, tag me. Like, if you're on Instagram and you're like, hey, it's my first time walking to the gym, like, cool, tag me. I want to see it. Like, I want to cheer you on. I want to be your biggest fan. I want to support you guys. So let me know. Why not? That's what we're here for as well. Let's make a community. Let's all support each other, encourage each other, and let's all stay weird. Love you. Have fun.